Hey guys, it's Tanner Gray, also known as Topsail Tanner. We are going to be doing a fun activity today. We are going to be kayaking. We're gonna go ahead and take it out and just show you why people like kayaking back here so much. There's sides where you can get on the leeward side of these little islands here, which make the water nice and calm. You can get nice and skinny water without having to worry about people, boats running by and everything. I'm gonna tell you some inside stuff. I'm parked at Moore's Landing. Moore's Landing is actually on the mainland, and we're gonna go over there, a little bit where I grew up, and I'm gonna show you some stuff. There's a nature preserve right over there called Permuda Island, which they found arrowheads and all types of stuff. They said Indians used to live there. I've also heard that it is covered in snakes. I will not step foot on it, I'm just telling you. I used to be allowed to duck hunt there. I used to duck hunt there, so they knew the snakes were there, but I won't step foot on there, and I don't mind snakes that much. It's just so many snakes there, it's ridiculous. Believe it or not, when we get over there, that used to be connected to the island. We used to call it as the burnt bridge or the footbridge, and it used to be able to walk across and walk to that island. After Fran, all the sand blew in, and they actually took it out just about 3 or 4 years ago. They cut all the pilings a few years after Fran, I want to say in the early 2000s, but then they literally dredged the entire thing, and it used to be where all the water flowed into somehow right through that little space, but now it's all spaced out, so it looks completely different. But anyway, let's go do it. And this is about this. You want to have life jackets. They're required for really any vessel that you're on the water. Just have it with you. Under 13, you have to be wearing them, but we always carry them. Safety first, guys. There's no reason why you should do anything like this that you're going to get injured or hurt. It's a really scary thing, in my opinion. Let's go around that island, because that big one back there is Permuda Island, right there. This is an oyster launch, by the way. They do recycled oysters right here. They dump them here, and then they shove them with like a bulldozer and push them onto barges right there, and that's how they recycle oysters and put them back in the water. Alright guys, so we just stopped for a second. As you can see in front of us, these are oyster traps, and what they do is they put shells in, like I mentioned over there, but our Onslow County didn't stop leasing the bottom, and they've just, this whole thing is pretty much leased bottom where they're just cultivating oysters all the time. And I'm not going to get into the political side of it, or I would be very upset if this was my backyard and this was what I'm looking at. It's an eyesore. Birds land on it and do God knows what there. You guys can imagine. Not to mention it hurts the habitat of the entire thing, because to me, when you get self-sustaining oysters that should be in the area, you don't need to add more oysters to an area. It just takes away from the purity of it. Like I mentioned, guys, once you get on the leeward side of the island, you can tell how glassy it is. We are on the westward, or I guess northwestern side of Permuda Island, which we're going to go around. But like I said, this is a state-maintained natural habitat, so I don't think you can do anything in here other than just walk it. But like I said, as thick as can be. I mean, as you can see, look at the live oaks that are here. They're absolutely magnificent. So, I mean, that's 3.5 feet, 4 feet in diameter. You don't see that stuff anywhere really anymore. We're gonna go around to the other side, but just wanted to get you a glimpse of how beautiful these places are. And anybody with a kayak can do this stuff, guys. It's just really, it's a good exercise. It's a nice enjoyment to do it. So just give it a shot. Oh. All right, guys, this is the spot I was talking about where it used to be the footbridge, or burnt bridge, as I used to call it. This is a special place to me right in here. This is Tan Island. This is where I got married. This whole area is very special. I grew up in this area for 30 years, so I absolutely love it. Know it like the back of my hand, and we'll get some shots across the way, but you'll see they've made this at least 100 yards across, where it used to be probably just 50, 60 feet across where the bridge was, and all the water used to run through there, and but they took it down for some reason. So anyway, we'll get back in kayaking, enjoying our day, and I highly recommend giving this a shot, guys. It's a good workout, it's fun. All right, guys, So we are back at the end of our, we'll be loading up here down at Moore's Landing. Again, guys, anybody can do this. Just get a kayak, make sure you have a life jacket, and just enjoy yourselves, enjoy the area. Again, this is Tanner Gray, also known as Topsail Tanner, and we'll see you on the next one.